All right. Welcome everyone to Congregation Rehoboth. My name is Mrs. Benz. I am Pastor Benz's wife, and I will be covering for him until he's able to join the meeting today. So today is Thursday, and we always do a live discussion. It is called Thursday Torah Talks. And this week's Torah portion is called Torah. So today is Thursday, and we always do a live. Oh, if you can mute yourself, that will be awesome. I can hear myself in the background. Torah Korach. We all get it at the end of the Shabbat or by Saturday or Sunday, and we are able to hold on. I wanted to share this screen real quick. Listen to the Torah portion, and we meet up every week and have these live discussions online. So we take our time to listen to the Parashat, the Haftarah, and the Brit Chadashah. This year, our focal point is to connect the Haftarah and the Brit Chadashah back to the Torah portion in any way that we can. It's a good learning point. So I'm going to go ahead and stop screen sharing because I did notice a couple of things. However, I want to ask a couple questions just to get us started, our brain juices flowing about the actual Torah portion, which was Korah. We've been doing this for a few years now, and it still amazes me that you can learn something new every time that you read the Torah portion or listen to it. So I did have a couple of questions. Please feel free to chime in. Some other things that stood out to me that I didn't notice previously. And the first one here, pretty easy, simple questions. Just want to get our brain juices flowing here. Anyone who wants to chime in to the chat or talk out loud. My question is, which clan or tribe did Aaron and Moses belong to? It's a real easy question.
Levi.
Anybody who wants to chime in. You said like Levi?
Aaron belonged to the Levites, did he?
Yes, absolutely. You're absolutely correct. And this is interesting to me because the next question was, which clan did Korah belong to? And I don't think I noticed this previously. I didn't even think to go back and research any of this, but does anyone know the clan Korah belongs to just from listening or memory?
Was he from Reuben?
Aha, you're close. How about this question? Watch this.
Okay, go ahead.
Watch this. What is the relationship between Aaron and Korach?
Oh, I don't know. Were they related?
Absolutely. You got it, my friend. And this is what is so interesting to me, and I had to go back and look for myself. They're actually first cousins. They're both from the tribe of Levi. So there's some jealousy happening here. Like, I wonder why that is so, right?
Yeah.
All right. So I have this tool that I use, Hebrew for Christians, and they give a little synopsis or summary, and it helps me go back to check scriptures and see, the lines. And I actually took some notes on it here. Exodus 6 and 16 through 21. And specifically in verses 20 and 21, Moses and Aaron, Korah are first cousins. And if you can see, Levi here had Gershon, Kohath, and Merari. Gershon had Libni and Shimei. Kohath had Amram, who had Aaron, Miriam, and Moses. And then right here, Kohath had Amram, Ishar, Hebron, and Uzziel. But Korah, that's his first cousin right here. I don't know if can you see the screen?
Yeah, I can see it now. I widened it. Yeah,
family drama.
Wow.
They're really trying to rebel
envy
against their family. Why do you get to be the leader? As if he hadn't been doing it the whole time. So this is interesting to me because the whole time they were in Egypt and trying to get out, and he was speaking for Moses. Where was Korah at? Right? Where was Korah at that time? But now, they don't want to listen no more. They think that they should be equal or he should be on top. He actually wanted to lead more than them being equals. So my other question here, I wanted to get our juices flowing, was what tribe were Dathan and Abiram from? And I want to say, Sister Jackie, you already answered that. I think you had the people mistaken. Oh, did she fall out? Okay. Welcome back, Brother Mark. I think you fell out. I think Jackie fell out of the meeting. So we blessings. We did speak briefly about the relationship between Aaron and Korah. I don't know if you wanted to chime in or if you remember what their relationship was to each other.
I heard what you were saying. You saying they're cousins. They're saying that there was some jealousy going on, and
Yes.
yeah, there's a connection. You have like a family tree going on. You showed like something from Christians and Hebrew to Christians, or was
Oh,
that?
good. I'm so glad. So you're able to see it. Excellent.
Yeah, I was able to hear everything you said. So that was actually good stuff right there.
Excellent.
Because I knew they were related, but I didn't pinpoint it as like cousins. So I was listening and stuff like that. But yeah, that was good
So
family tree.
let me show you again, because I don't know. I want to show you again just so you can see just
Blessings.
how close. I'm literally ainting them, first cousins. You see
Hey,
that?
would you? Yeah. Would
Levi was,
you?
uh-huh.
Would you say that Would you say that it will also be just a thought? Do you think also that we can find this genealogy through like chronicles, maybe, or like like sometimes you got some books, you might have Matthew saying this person you got that, this person you got this person, or you might have chronicles saying it. And they probably got it. They probably got it from a genealogy chapter where
So
they're like,
in Exodus 6, chapter
yeah,
16, I already researched that up. It's Exodus 6:16 through 21, and
blessings.
that's what you were wanting to know, correct?
Oh yeah, thank you. I just wanted to know which one it was. I knew it was a few genealogy chapters that they do it like in Genesis, Exodus, different places, especially sometimes when they do the census and stuff. But I don't know this. I knew that that family tree was connected to one of those chapters. And blessings. Thank you for that.
As I don't know, so Exodus 6 and 16, it begins this genealogy here with Levi, and it tells you exactly who the sons are. And down in 20, so I'm working just on my laptop. Please bear with me as I go in between my tabs to pull these things up. Thank you guys for your patience in that. You see here in 20 and 21, Amram took him Jochebed, his father's wife, and she bare him Aaron and Moses. And the years of the life of Amram were 137. And the sons of Ishar, Korah, and Nepheg were Korah, Nepheg, and Zikri. So if you were to map it out, that's how it would come. Like just those verses 16 through 21. If you sat and tried to map it out, it would look like this lineage right here. It just kind of shows Levi and all the sons that came from them. So yeah, that was really interesting to me. Oh, I forgot you got to click on it to change screen. So that's what you would get from Exodus 6 verses 16 through 21. It'll get these people lined up right there.
But your outline is better than going through the verses because it makes it much easier to.
The visual is good to see.
Yeah.
When you're just reading it, you don't necessarily,
Right.
you
You
might not
can't. You
necessarily
don't
soak it
necessarily
in.
make the connection when you read those verses that Aaron is connected to
Well,
Korah.
you might not remember unless you had it memorized already.
Right.
And then when you get to this part where Korah's rebelling, you're going, wait a
Right.
minute. Hey, that's what made me think about it. Wait a minute. He's from Levi too. Why is he rebelling? So
Yeah.
my
It's a
next
good.
question,
Yeah. Okay.
right? My next question was, what tribe were Dathan and Abiram from?
Ooh, no, I don't know that.
So you have fell out, but you said earlier Reuben, and I think it's because you remember hearing that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Dathan and Abiram are from the tribe of Reuben. Now, I didn't
Ah.
check the genealogy for this, but I was really curious as to why would they want to rebel
But
against Aaron and Moses? Why do
well,
you think they wanted to join in that rebellion?
wasn't Reuben kicked out? I mean, he wasn't. He did whatever he did. He was,
He slept with the
kind of separated from Israel, didn't he? Didn't he? Because he
so
didn't go into promised land with them. He stayed on the outside
he
somewhere
chose
else.
not to,
Yeah,
right?
he chose not to. So
Well, I think
maybe there was some animosity a little bit. I don't know. Maybe he was upset because he was supposed to get the inheritance. He didn't because of what he did. So
firstborn.
could there have been some animosity, like what's the Jacob and Esau?
I like this.
That
Yes,
little
yes.
animosity I should have gotten. So it kind of sound like a little animosity there, I guess. So they carried those grudges. Apparently, they carried that because Esau definitely carried throughout the present ages up
Well,
to this day, right?
culturally, and I'm agreeing
Mm-hmm.
with you, Sister Jackie. Culturally, it is a firstborn right to get
Mm-hmm.
the inheritance. They were supposed to get
Right.
this first, and
Right.
unfortunately, that didn't happen
Yeah.
several occasions with Ishmael.
Mm-hmm.
He
Yeah.
wasn't supposed to be born first. It was supposed to go to Isaac. That was the promise to him. The same thing
Right.
with Jacob and Esau. Yes, I'm agreeing with you. It's the whole firstborn right. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking that there were some animosities through the generations saying, you know what, this has been a cultural thing. Why is it that we are not getting our firstborn right? Because mind you, Reuben had did that a long time ago. And then they didn't choose to not go into the land until later.
Right.
Right.
Mm.
Any other thoughts on that? Or any other thoughts at all? I can open the floor now. I just noticed those couple of points in the actual Parashat, but of course we want to take our time and think about the Brit Chadashah and the Haftarah and try to make any connections back that we can. So I'll open up the floor for anyone who wants to make a connection, and I do have a few connections that I made as well.
Well, I have a tiny connection. I mean, I didn't study because I, put my mother in the crypt today, so I was kind of bummy. But
Blessings.
Samuel, that was just what did he do? What did he do? Okay, I just had my thought a few minutes ago. I lost my train of thought. Never mind.
Take your time.
Let me just be silent right now. Yeah, because I can't think. I had it there, but it left me. Never mind. Somebody else can talk.
No worries. So for me, one of the things that I considered a connection was the tithes that were given to the Levites and how they were considered his portion and Yah. So first it made me think of how they were functioning and surviving without the tithe for all this time, because they had a great service to provide, being the chosen people and doing all the service of the tent, building it, carrying it, guarding it, the daily sacrifices, the cleaning, the sprinkling of the blood. And I'm thinking to myself, how long have they been in the wilderness up to this point? And how were they able to juggle these provisions previously? And I assume community wise, their wives may have bartered or did whatever they had to do to eat. But that was one thing that was really interesting to me, that this is the first place that stated that this tithe was going to be the first, that tithe piece was meant for them. And that this is them living off of it. And I also think to myself, how some pastors might abuse that, and take this money and all these building funds and these tithes, and everything is about money, and there's these super churches. I don't know. So those are my first initial thoughts about the tithe portion. But I also have Torah wise, no, in Brit Chadashah in Romans, when he was speaking about the taxes and how the governments were put in place by Yah. And even the king, Yah felt disrespected. He didn't like, he is the king, and they wanted a king anyway. But he allowed it to happen and put him in place. And he stated clearly that as long as you do right and follow the law and the instructions, everything will be well with you. And anytime it was well, but when it was all bad, they went into captivity. Every time they were defeated. And he allowed it to happen because he knew that we had hardened hearts and that our flesh is weak when we, tend to want to do our own thing. And some people abused it. I also thought about rendering what's due to the Romans when the Pharisees asked, is it lawful to pay taxes? That's the verse that I had a connection to as well, because he said, pay taxes to who taxes are due. These people are providing a service. You are supposed to do that. Even the Romans, he allowed you to be in that position because you keep rebelling against me. Right. Those are some of the connections that I made. I'm leaving it open for anyone else.
And I know too, when you were mentioning the Levites and they're getting their portion, that they were also, and that's where we're supposed to tithe. I feel now that we're supposed to give a certain percent, whatever you can, but give something, because you're giving it to God. What you're giving, you're not giving it to man, you're giving it to God. And then God sees fit that, like you say, that everybody gets taken care of. Like they were all supposed to, when they had that argument, I don't know if it's the book of Acts or Roman, the Levites were, I don't know if it's the Levites, they were having an argument who are going to give to the widow and the children and the orphan. I mean, the orphan and the widow and whoever else is on that list. They're supposed to take care of those people too. Not only themselves, but they should be making sure the poor gets what they need, the widow gets what she needs, and the orphan gets what they need. So, that tithing we do is taking care of God's people. Like we are supposed to also be an Israelite family. We should take care of each other. It shouldn't be a second thought. Anybody needs anything, we should give it up. Like I know this brother right now, his mom died and he can't pay the rent for next month. So being him an Israelite and all of us an Israelite, we should make sure that rent gets paid, I think. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I understand that up to this present day. And then what I understand, Israel they must not have known. I mean, they're repeated sinning. They call on them when they're in trouble and they need something. But as soon as God blesses them and comes to their aid, they immediately forget, and they were so, I mean, they didn't know God. They didn't know God, as far as I'm concerned. They didn't know him. And they just kept sinning. And we talked about this before, how they just repeatedly sinning. So I feel that what they've been doing through the beginning of the Bible up until the gospel, that is a warning for this generation. The book, what we read, because everything's repeating itself,
over and
over again. So, I mean, what is he telling us? Don't repeat, don't be like our forefathers. And you must walk the path diligently and with your, worshiping with all your heart and soul and mind. And that's what I get from that too. And something else with family, but I still can't remember. But yeah, those things kind of stood out to me. That we're constantly repeating the Bible. And it seems the Bible is telling us the same thing over and over. Keep his statutes, keep his commandments and ordinances. Do what you're supposed to do your due diligence, and then he will take care of you, or you'll be in the new kingdom when he comes. And because of what these things that have happened in the past, don't do that. It's all, the Bible's just a map of to get us to the new kingdom, the new Jerusalem, to get us to where we're supposed to go. Right. And we just got to really be diligent about reading and studying, and not because I don't know, they weren't ready. There was so much, like you say, Deneen, there was so much in the flesh. It was just pathetic, you know.
I'm glad you said that. It made me want to bring this back up because we only listened up to verse 7. However, if you were to continue on, verse 8, Romans 13:8 says, "Oh, no one anything except to love each other, for the one who loves another has fulfilled the law. For the commandments, you shall not commit adultery, you should not murder, you should not steal, you should not covet, and any other commandment are summed up in this word: you shall love your neighbor as yourself." So this made me think of this when you're just talking. Love does no wrong to a neighbor. Therefore, love is the fulfilling of the law. Right. So, and I think that's all I wanted to share. But it's interesting to me that it seems oh so simple, but love is an action word, it's a verb. We can't just say, "Oh, I love you," and it's okay, and they still hungry and we didn't feed them. You know what I mean? We can't say, "Oh, I love you, I'm praying about for you," and
as
they
you
still
stepping
don't
over
have
somebody on the
rent.
sidewalk.
Exactly. And that's huge. The fulfillment of the law is to love your neighbor as yourself, but in doing so, you're following the precepts, the commands, the all of it.
Yeah, you got to administer to them. Yeah.
And you sharing it with your brother and sister so that they can do the same. And that's what love is. Like sugarcoating stuff, that's not love.
Yeah.
Turning a blind eye,
No.
smiling in their face. Oh, that's not love.
Either. No.
Yes.
Love is action, right? It's action.
I would agree. Mm-hmm. Brother Mark, chime in. I haven't heard you much.
Give me 1 second. I'm gonna chime in.
Blessings. Josiah David, do you have anything that stuck out to you that you would like to share?
No.
Nothing you remember or heard different from last time?
Nothing.
No. David, you're going to say something? Oh, you sound really muffled. I can't hear you very well.
Let me know when I can speak. I can tell you what stood out to me.
David, can you speak up or turn the volume up? Or you can try again later. I'm not sure what's going on with your speaker.
Can you hear me?
No, it wasn't you. It was David, and we couldn't hear. So go ahead, Mark.
Yeah. So what stood out to me was it's interesting how when remember the leaders who rebelled, I think it was Korach, and remember they took well chosen men that were the heads of the households of these men. I don't know exactly all their names. You remember that it took place?
Yes.
I think that was in Numbers chapter. I think that was right in Numbers chapter 16.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. So then, well, after they said what they said, and Moses said, he said, when they say we all are holy, just like you. We're just, he said, do you desire the priesthood? And it was interesting how Moses said this. He said, he said, I think he was talking to Yah. He said, do not respect their offerings. I have not taken one of them. I interpret that initially. That's not my final as. I think this is my initial is that it seems like Moses is basically saying, I do go on I go before the people of Israel as a priest, but in this case, I'm not accepting this offering. They are sinning intentionally, and as you notice, Moses do fall on his face when the children of Israel is in
what
rebellion. Like that was number 16 when he said I do not respect their offerings. Hold on.
Yeah. I remember that sticking out to me a little bit too.
All right. Yeah, hold on, let me find it.
He just told Yah what to do a little bit, but of course, it wasn't like that. It was like, I'm listening to you, Lord. I know they're sinning intentionally, like you said, and I refuse to take these offerings because you wouldn't accept them anyway. It's not going to be a pleasing aroma to you. Number 16. And
Yeah, Moses was very angry and said to the Lord, "Oh, he said, number 16 and 15. And Moses was very angry and said to the Lord, 'Do not respect their offering. I have not taken one donkey from them, and I have not harmed one of them.'" And I wonder what David's like. He said, "Do not take. I do not." He said, "Do not respect their offering." And so basically, it's like you never heard Moses saying that before. I just want to bring that out. Tell me what you guys think about that blessing. Why Moses would say that. My initial thought is because Moses is basically saying that when it comes down to offering, sacrifices, them trying to worship with all, don't accept nothing from them. Maybe Moses actually is ready for. He said basically maybe Moses' mindset is like this: I've been going before you guys, sparing you from the wrath of the Lord, and you're asking for it. So you walk right into what you want. Go ahead, walking right into your own stumbling block. I'm tired going before your face from your own errors, from your own follies. I'm not stepping into this folly. You're gonna have to eat this one. Basically, that's how I'm taking it. You're gonna have to eat this one. I'm out of this. Blessings.
I also consider him saying, neither have I hurt one of them, and I'm thinking he's meaning Korah, the ones who are rebelling, correct? So can you message Sister Elaine and tell her she has to connect the sound to her device before I can let her in? Otherwise, I think she can hear, but or she could just stay backstage. Yeah, so he said, I have not taken one donkey from them, neither have I hurt one of them. And I wonder if he's saying that from the past tense, like he hadn't taken the donkeys before, and also past tense wise, we've done no wrong to them. I don't know why they rebelling against us. I don't know why they acting all jealous now. Like kind of what I was saying earlier. Where was y'all at when we was trying to get out of Egypt? And I was, we did the plagues out there, the sea turned to blood, the frogs, all these things were going on. We went through, the Red Sea with the walls up, and I've done nothing to you but try to help you get out here. And since we've been out here, everybody's complaining about taking us out of, and get this, I want to say Dathan and Abiram called Egypt the land of milk and honey. Like, why you bring us to the wilderness to die when we were already in a place flowing with milk and honey? But that's not what was promised to them. And I feel like Moses is kind of pleading his own case. Like, I've done nothing wrong. I've done everything that you asked me to do. I've done everything that the people asked you to do, and you use me as a vessel to help them get out. So, like, from here on out, I won't take any sacrifice from them because they're being blatantly disrespectful to me and most of all to you. Right? Right. So I hear you. I'm agreeing with a lot of that. Go ahead, Sister Jackie.
No. I'm just saying right.
Yes. Welcome in, Sister Elaine.
Thank you. You hear me?
Yes, ma'am. All right. Did anyone else have any other noticings? Where's Sister Martha at? She be having some good ones. I think I had some other questions. Let me see. Oh yes, I wanted to ask also earlier. What does this test remind you of? What does this rebellion remind you of? It reminds me of something particular. So for me, it reminds me of Nadab and Abihu, who just took it upon themselves to go put that strange incense on the altar. And I mean, we saw what happened to them, so I'm not understanding how they thought they can get 250 men to rebel.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Right. He specifically said, do not burn strange incense on the altar.
Mm-hmm.
They did it anyway. They got consumed by fire. And he said, Aaron, don't you mourn.
Mm-hmm.
How about that?
Yeah.
That is super similar to even Moses saying, don't take nothing from them. Like he got just as angry. It was someone else. Who else got angry? Oh, I can't think of it. When he went into the camp and he killed the people who were fornicating. Who am I thinking about?
When he
It's with
killed that spear, killed that man and the woman who was messing with a spear.
Yes.
Was it a Levite?
I don't know that it was a Levite, but that anger, that zeal, that this is the feeling that we should have. That that feeling that sums up the word abomination. You know, when God says these things are an abomination to me. Like that's how we should feel about
touch your soul, huh?
Exactly, and act. Don't be quiet about it in turn.
Yeah.
Say something, do something. Like that's how we are supposed to feel. But you know, unfortunately, we're just coming out of a long slumber. Thought we was doing something on Sunday mornings. After doing everything else from Monday to Saturday, right?
Yeah, you're right about that. We should be more zealous, especially when they talk to LBG and trying to promote all that crap.
Oh man,
we should say no. That's wrong. You're gonna burn in hell.
Yeah, man. I can't get involved, and everything is very political with the workplace, and I find it interesting how loud everyone's voices can be with this equal rights and gender this and women's right for our body, and then if we say something, it's hate speech. Like speech is all over the place. I mean, are you kidding?
Yeah.
I have to find this verse because it's gonna drive me crazy. Let me. Numbers 25. We haven't gotten there yet. That's why I knew it was coming. Numbers 25. Let's see if I can find it. In fornication. Phineas. Pinchas. That's it. And that's the Torah portion as well. It's coming soon. Pinchas was upset. The zeal of Phineas. Go back here. I can share it.
Was that the one that killed the Israelite messing with the woman? Brought her in the camp in the tent. He speared them both.
Yes, the zeal of Phineas. Yes. Numbers 25:10 says, and the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Phineas, the son of Eleazar, the son of Aaron the priest, hath turned my wrath away from the children of Israel.
Ah, so he was an Israelite then. You said son of Aaron? Son of Eleazar.
The son of Aaron the priest. Yep, he was his grandson.
Yeah, he was a Levite.
He was
they would kill you. Remember in the desert with the bull? It was the Levites that killed all their people.
Yeah, because they were protecting the camp. Like this was their
they are zealous.
Uh-huh.
Now they're the zealous tribe right there, because they kill in a minute without question.
Well, and it was just told to them that that's what their duty was to
Mm-hmm.
be. What was it, number 17?
But they didn't think twice about it. I mean, they just boop.
Was it number 17? Let me see. I'm over here playing stuff. Nope, it was numbers 18. Hold on. They shall keep guard over you and your whole tent. Yes. Number 18 is giving that description. Don't let anyone come near lest they die. They shall join you and keep you. Oh, I'm not sharing. Hold on.
Like 13 too. Because
see.
he was zealous. He was zealous for God and made an atonement for the children of Israel.
Oh, yes, it's here. They shall keep, it's verse 3. They shall keep guard over you and over the whole tent, but shall not come near the vessels of the sanctuary or the altar, lest they and you die. So, I mean, they were kept with these, they were charged with keeping the sanctuary, the upkeep, protecting it. But him being a Levite and knowing that these people were sinning in the camp, and you know, Yah was furious. He was sending plagues out there. He's like, look, I'm tired. I'm just thinking about the 250 that got swallowed up, Korach. And then when the plague came and Aaron had to bring out the censer to stop it, 14,700.
Went into the,
Those are the ones that died, like right then. 250 swallowed into the ground alive to Sheol, 14,700. So, and you can imagine being in this camp, which is large, and all these tribes, and now everybody gonna be unclean until whenever they clear out all these dead bodies, because you can just leave dead bodies there. So, you know, they're in fear. They have to get rid of these dead bodies, family members, even, you know what I'm saying? And then they have to think about, now I'm unclean because I have to touch a dead body. 14,000 dead bodies.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That you have to put outside of the camp and then wash yourself to be clean again. It's like, I just don't understand how being in the actual presence of the Lord, how so many people could still rebel.
Exactly.
I honestly can't understand when you see all these wonders. I don't understand how, even taken out of the land of Egypt, out of the place where all the idol worship was. I just don't understand
all the miracles he did in Egypt alone.
Yeah, I don't understand how.
And he actually walked with them.
Actually walked the cloud, the
was
pillar.
In their presence. That's the thing. We go by faith.
Yeah, I cannot understand. Welcome, Pastor Benz.
Hello, Pastor Benz.
Thank you. How you guys doing?
Good. How are you doing?
Oh, doing good. Getting over these shingles that tried to take me down a little bit, but I'm thanking.
Doing okay?
Oh yeah, thanking y'all for all the prayers and
good.
Everything. Yep.
Good.
Oh yes.
Well, welcome in. We've had quite an interesting, I would say, discussion thus far. Are you able to see all my banner questions? That was in the beginning, and
it's under
Parashat Korach.
Parashat.
So we already discussed a lot of these, but go ahead. You can jump in and share any connections, any thoughts. You might bring up something we already spoke about, and we can add.
Yeah, I'll listen in a little bit and see where you guys are, and then I'll jump in.
Just right before you came in, we were speaking about Pinchas, Phineas, and his zeal. We spoke about so many things. Yeah, you can chime in. It'll come back. We spoke about the relationship between Korah, Aaron, and Moses, and looked at the lineage. Their first cousins, jealousy in the family. We also spoke about Dathan and Byram being from Reuben, who, was the firstborn,
Mm-hmm.
and those family. You know how people can hold grudges, hold on to things.
Really?
I mean, we didn't necessarily say grudges, well, or something to that effect, like firstborn rights. Culturally, the firstborn is supposed to have some of these rights. Like, how come Levi over here doing that? So,
Oh, a little jealousy, animosity.
yes,
Oh yeah.
holding on to stuff, and how they chose to not go into the land with them. Yeah, they just holding on to stuff. Generations down the line, they still holding on to stuff. Hey, Reuben won the one that defiled his father's bed, so What will you do? What else did we talk about, Sister Jackie? It was a lot happening.
Oh, the correlation between Samuel and the Parashat, right? How they wanted a king,
Oh yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah. That's
and
always
the
interesting.
tithing. Levites get the portion which you give. It goes to the Levites, and how that kind of relates to our present now, that we should be tithing, but the preachers of today aren't using it for good. They're using it for
Yeah,
themselves.
unfortunately. And I mean, it is it's supposed to be for their livelihood.
Yeah.
Because I mentioned I wondered how they were getting by, considering how much service they put into the Levitical priesthood at that time. I'm sure their wives had to pick up a lot of the slack. So that portion was meant for them and their families. It was a livelihood because they were at the temple constantly making sacrifices, building, protecting, everything.
Mm-hmm. Sounds like you guys hit on everything, man.
Almost. Also to taxes. Taxes. I it made me think of when the Pharisees questioned if taxes should be paid to the Romans. And he said, render to the Romans what is the Romans. Similarly, in this text, he's saying, these governments, even though some of them are corrupt, he's allowing these governments to be in place, just like he allowed Saul to be the first king, even though it was directly disrespectful to him, because Yah is their king. He has been their ruler, and you still wanted a human to reign over you, just like they wanted the judges. And so all these systems are put in place, and as long as you do right, then you'll be well. But if you messing up, every time you keep going back into captivity, every time.
I kind of want to make a connection. I thought about last week's Parashat with the 10 spies, and how Yah told the Israelites that there were going to be some people that are going to die. They weren't gonna go forward. That was last week's Parashat, and so I'm talking about leadership. And so when we look at leadership, man, when we consider last week's Parashat with the 10 spies, these leaders that were supposed to represent the leadership of the children of Israel, and only Caleb and Joshua came back with a faith-filled response. But the rest of the leaders that didn't, they came back with doubt, and a whole generation of Israelites were going to die because of that. And then we look at this week's, and I just want to compare how we just don't get it with leadership, with Korah, with this rebellion. I don't know what it is about the Israelites and leadership that we have issues with either following leadership, we have issues with being leaders, and we can see it just carrying on from they didn't learn. All these people that they love, that they had relationships with, because they were not good leaders in Yah's eyes, these people didn't learn from that. And we could see it in this rebellion against Korah. And that was one thing that stuck out to me that I wanted to bring up. And we can see that, you know, the demise of leadership with the children of Israel is carried on even in our day today. And so,
yeah,
I want to agree and say the ultimate leader is our creator. And right before you came in, we were just saying, like, I don't understand why and how so many people could continue to groan and moan and rebel when they were living literally in the midst, in the presence of Yah himself with the pillar of God. He was providing, he got them out. Like, all these signs and wonders were being done, and then his wrath was being done right in front of him. And yet and still, it was like a blink of an eye, and you just forgot just that quick. And he's the ultimate leader. He's the creator of it all. And you still like,
and the issue really for me, it boils down to this. People don't like Yah's organization. We don't like how he's organized the family. We don't like how he's organized the congregation. And you can see it with this rebellion with Korah. They didn't like Yah's organization. And then here's the thing that we do today in this day is that we make excuses for watch this. We make excuses in two ways. We make excuses when there's a leader that wants to lead. Oh, it's too hard. You're making it too difficult. And then we have excuses when we have weak leadership. You know, they're not providing this kind of leadership. And ultimately, it boils down to people having an issue, like you're saying, Sister Dennis, with how Yah designed it to be.
Order.
Yep. We got a problem with his order.
Yes, sir.
Can I ask a question?
Oh, yes.
So, do you think we're living still in the Romans government, so to speak?
So I think we're in captivity today. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. A lot of people don't believe that. A lot of people don't understand sometimes what we mean. You know, you'll hear people respond and say things like, I'm not in bondage. I'm free. They don't understand biblically how we got here, where we are, why we're here. And so watch this. Their starting point is not with the scripture.
Mm-hmm.
And because of that, their perspective is not going to be a biblical perspective. Mm-hmm. And so, for example, if you say we're in captivity or we're free, that is a misunderstanding. Sorry, when people say we're free, that's a misunderstanding of where we're supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you say, are we still under the Roman government leadership? I think absolutely. Mm-hmm. I think that, you know, in this awakening that we're having, I still see division with Israelites. I still see all kind of doctrinal division. I still see people wanting to, and I say this all the time, people wanting to break free of this Roman government system without trying to do 2 Chronicles 7 and 14.
Right.
And so for people who really think that, you know, we can march, we can protest, we can do all of these things to gain our freedom, I think it's just a
waste of time.
It's absolutely, take the words right out of my mouth. It's a waste of time. And see, here's the thing, you guys. Mm-hmm. It's hard to do 2 Chronicles 7 and 14 and 15. Mm-hmm. In 2 Chronicles 7 and 15, he says, then will I hear from heaven.
Right.
From heaven, he says, then I'm going to hear from the place where I'm at. I'm going to be listening if you do verse 14, which is, you guys know it. Mm-hmm. If my people, which are called by my name, first of all, humble thyself. We don't want to do that. Mm-hmm. And what that means is put myself in a position of not having authority and saying I'm under Yah's, watch this, just like Korah's rebellion. I'm under Yah's organizational authority, and I'm going to humble myself under that. We don't want to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Then it says, pray and then seek my face. We don't want to do that. And then turning from our wicked way, it's easier to march. It's easier to fight than do all of these things he's telling us that he'll do in 15, verse 15. Now my eyes are open and my ears will be attentive to your prayer.
Let me ask you this, Brother Ben. So, Roman government. So, do you think God has his own government?
Absolutely. It's called the kingdom. It's called the kingdom.
All right. So I see.
If you go to Matthew 6, he tells us, seek ye first. He says, first of all, I think it's in 6:33, Matthew 6:30. He says, prioritize my kingdom. And the reason why I think there's a government is because if you look at that word in Matthew 6, if you go there and then click on the tools, I'm going to show you guys why it's government. That's an awesome question. Go to tools and then go to seek ye first the kingdom. Go to kingdom, Basilia.
The kingdom.
Yep. Basilia right there. Basilion. Watch this. Give me that defi.
Who?
The defi definition.
The go
Scroll
down.
up.
Sorry.
Yeah, right. So blow it up, son. Look at that first thing. Royal power.
Yeah.
Dominion.
Yeah.
That's government.
Yeah.
You look at that outline right there. Not to be confused with an actual kingdom on earth, but rather the right or the authority. Watch it. Look at it. To rule over a kingdom.
Yeah.
That's government.
Okay. So my next question is, so Satan is the government of this earth, is he? I mean, he's the king of this world. This is his kingdom. Is that not
it says
right?
he's the God. It says he's the God of this. I think that's is that in Ephesians? I think it is. Let me see.
Are
He
you
says
able
he's the
to
God
share?
of this world. I think that's what it is.
Ephesians 2.
2 Corinthians 4:4, I think. If you go to 2 Corinthians 4 and then verse 4 there. So yes, absolutely, yes.
Yeah.
But he's not. Now watch this. See, we got to go to Job, though. We got to go to Job chapter 1 as well. Because remember, the enemy, he came and he had to ask permission.
Right. He can't. Okay.
See, he doesn't have all authority.
No.
So now why this is very interesting, guys. Y'all got me all excited now.
So he's a servant. He's a servant.
Absolutely.
An evil servant, but a servant nonetheless that has to get permission from the king to do what he wants to do.
Come on. Even now watch this. Here's another thing. Go to Matthew 28 and
are you able to share or no? I'm not able to.
Let me see.
Wow.
I think I can. Can y'all see that?
I see you.
It's coming. Yeah, there it is.
Is it there?
Yep.
Can I watch this?
Oh yeah. Let me put my glasses on.
Let me go to Matthew 28.
My glasses. Oh, Christ.
I want to take you guys down a journey to show you the Father's authority in his kingdom. So we go to 28. Now watch this. Can you guys see my Matthew 28?
Yeah, 28. Yeah.
18 right here. Look at what Yeshua said. And Yeshua came and spoke unto his disciples, right? He says, all power has been given to me in heaven and in earth. Who gave him this power?
God did.
Come on and go with me here. Now watch this. Let me show you. Let me take you down another road here.
So that means he's the ultimate power?
Come on, sister. I'm going to show you. No, well, who has the ultimate power?
The Father, his Father,
Father.
Jesus
Yes.
Christ's daddy.
Come on.
But he is a God too, but he still has God. His dad has the ultimate power.
Absolutely. The Father is the Almighty.
Yes.
Now watch this. Look at 19. John 2 and 19, right? It says, Jesus answered and said to them, destroy this temple. He says, and I will raise it up. So that people will think, oh, Yeshua has all this power too. And he does. He does, but watch this. Where does it come from?
Yeah.
Go to John 10. And this is getting back to your point about the kingdom.
Kingdom and government.
Yes, look at this, John. Now look at this. John 10 and 18. John gives us a little bit more understanding too. And he says, no man taketh my life. This is Yeshua speaking, of course. But I lay it down of myself. I have the power to lay it down, and I have the power to take it again. This commandment or charge I have received from who?
Father.
Father. Now watch this, guys. He says, I have this command, right? We're going to look at what the command is. It's intole. See that? Okay. He says, I have this order from the Father, this charge, this injunction from the Father, that which is prescribed to one by reason of his office. You see that?
Mm-hmm.
So we can see now that this kingdom that the enemy has, I'm going to show you. Second Corinthians 4. So back to your point about the enemy, it says in let's go to verse 2. But I have renounced the hidden things of dishonesty, not walking in craftiness, nor handling the word of God deceitfully, but by the manifestation of the truth, commending ourselves to every man's conscience in the sight of God. But if our gospel be hid, it is hid to them that are lost, in whom, here it is, the God of this world hath blinded the minds of them which believe not. We know that that's the enemy.
Mm-hmm.
Lest the light of the glorious gospel of Yeshua HaMashiach, who in the image of God should shine in them. Now watch this. The God of this world. Does he have power? Not ultimate power. Because this word God, so this word God right here, because we know it's talking about the enemy, it's not the Almighty. Because look at all these different definitions that you can use. So a God, a goddess, in a general name of a deity. Okay, we know it's not the Godhead or God the Father. It's not Yeshua, not the Holy Spirit. It's not the things of God that we're talking about. Now, it could be the enemy's counsel, his interests. Okay, things that if we do evil. Now, let's see, Brother Mark was sharing this earlier this week. The enemy throws blessings too.
Yeah, he has a counsel. The devil has a counsel.
Absolutely.
His interest is to steal, murder, and lie.
Come on.
Things due to him.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what that means. Things due to him. What does that mean?
Well, things due to the enemy would be things like, if you lie, you can walk out of the will of Yah and then walk in his will, in the enemy's will. You can allow the enemy to have your soul.
Okay, I got you.
Oh, yes.
Things he encourages you to do, like steal, murder, and all that kind of.
Doing his will, yep.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
That's it.
Well, thanks for clearing up, because I was contemplating that government. I said, well, then God, the kingdom, is a government. Yah has his own government. Everybody has to abide by the rules of the government. If you don't abide by the rules of the government, then you're going to get kicked out of the kingdom.
Absolutely. That's why in Isaiah chapter 14, y'all remember that one? In Isaiah chapter 14, when Hasatan was talking about all these things that I will do. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Yeah,
That dude lost his mind.
he sure did.
Look, let me show you guys this. I want to show you because this is what the enemy wants. He wants the power that the Most High. He says it right here.
Mm-hmm.
Isaiah 14, I will ascend above the heights of the cloud. I will be like the Most High. Yet thou hast brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit.
Mm-hmm.
You see that?
Yeah, but he thinks these things, and he still think he can defeat God. That's weird.
Yeah. Look at
So-
this. For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into the heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of Yah. What? That dude, he lost his mind.
So did he influence? I'm thinking Israel being so hard-headed. They keep getting saved. God keeps doing things for them, and then they turn around and do what they do. So are they acting like their father, the devil?
Absolutely. That's why in the last parasha, a whole generation died because of disobedience.
Mm.
Whole generation.
Wow.
Yep.
Were sentenced to death in the wilderness.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow. So the devil was the influence all along. I mean, it's like a battle. The whole thing is like a battle between good and evil.
Oh, yes.
Satan and God, Yep.
Mhm.
That's why we shouldn't get involved in trying to fight him, because it's not our fight. It's God's fight. Am I wrong?
Got that right. You got that right.
Yeah. Well, thank you for clearing that up. That was very good.
Oh, yes.
Yes, sir. Any other connections, thoughts, ideas, questions, noticings? So I want to say next week might be a double portion. I'm gonna check real quick. Hukat, but I am not sure if it is a double portion or not. Let me check. So we are on. Yeah, the next week is going to be Parsha Hukat and Balak. I'll send that out by Sunday. They might be too short. And then after that will be the Phineas Pinchas. So yes, we'll see that zeal coming up pretty soon. Pastor Benz.
Awesome job, Sister Benz. Man, you held it down.
Well, I'll try my best.
Proud of you over here. I'm still here smiling. I'm doing the running man on the inside.
She was good.
Blessings. Awesome job. Awesome job.
Yep.
Oh, yes.
Blessings.
Blessing.
Yeah,
you.
seamless.
Thank you, D.
Yeah.
Okay, everyone. Hi, Torah.
Hey, y'all, look at Sister Benz. She done made the She didn't make the broadcast look all professional. Look at the background, baby. Show them the background. Take us, do a different format.
Hold on.
Little logo up here. Beautiful.
I had to remove for you to see. They probably couldn't even hear you. But yeah.
Nice job.
Nice.
Yeah.
I tried.
Looks nice.
Thank you. Oh,
Just
yeah.
a woman's touch. Just a woman's touch right there.
Hold on. Let me see. I can make this one bigger. The lovely logo there.
Oh, that's nice.
Mm-hmm.
And these will be the flyers we'll pass out.
Oh, yes. Tomorrow at 9:30. Nice. I mean, not tomorrow.
Not tomorrow. I got to get some printed first. So, yeah.
Nice. You guys are a good team.
Oh.
What would he do without me?
I don't know.
What would you do without each other?
Come on, sister.
You guys are a team. You're one.
That's it.
More powerful by two. It. 2 by 2.
That's it. 2 by 2. Let's get in that art. Let's get in that art.
Yes, sir.
All right, everyone. Have a good evening.
Okay.
It is time to get ready for Friday.
Mm-hmm. Thank you so much.
Thank you for joining. Blessings. I'm praying. I know it's a lot going on. Can you stop the live share without ending the?
Yep. If you just hit end broadcast.
All right, everyone.
Bye. Blessings.